Hey, how are you? Back in the terminal? Tipping a termy. It's been quite some time, but I am going abroad. Colombia. First stop, Cartagena. Why am I going to Colombia? I don't know. They have cheap flights, and I think it has a lot more to offer than just the stereotypes. Is it safe to travel during a pandemic? Probably not, but I'm a foreign correspondent. I've said that since day one, and it's time to live up to the name.
La muchacha se fue, ajá, se fue, se fue. ¿A dónde? La muchacha se fue, se fue, se fue. La muchacha se fue, se fue, se fue. Y yo no sé por qué esa muchacha se fue, se fue, se fue. Pa' dónde se fue?
Once I touched down, I hopped in a taxi and headed towards my hostel, inside Cartagena's historic walled city. KFC is so popular here, they have their own KFC cop directing traffic. I passed on American fast food for my first meal in the country. Passed on Colombian fast food too, if you catch my drift.
My friend, what do you think about some...
I'm all set at the moment, man.
Okay, maybe for like Happy New Year, you know?
And instead sat down for a lunch of some of the best ceviche I've had in my life. Then met up with a guy named Royber, who agreed to show me around.
We are going to visit the most important places in here in the whole city.
Quick crash course history lesson on Cartagena. It was founded by the Spanish in 1553 and became their most important port for exporting all of the gold and treasure they stole from the Incan Empire. And where there's treasure, there's pirates. And after one buccaneer by the name of Sir Francis Drake.
Sir Francis Drake.
Did he build this? Or?
No, he lived here.
Successfully captured and occupied the city for 40 days. The Spanish decided to build giant walls and fortifications around it, making it the most protected harbor in South America. This apparently worked, as the city was never captured by a foreign power again. Cartagena was also home to one of 3 New World headquarters of the Spanish Inquisition, which was bad news if you were a Jew, heretic, or woman that didn't weigh exactly 120 pounds.
When a woman before was less than 120 pounds, they thought that she could fly. She was suspected to be a witch. If she was over 120 pounds, wow, it was a bigger situation, bigger problem. It means that she was full of sins. So she had to pay also in all the money.
If you're thick, you're full of sins. If you're thin, you're a witch. My God. In 1811, Cartagena was the first South American city to declare its independence from Spain. And after a war for independence led by Simón Bolívar, it became part of the new nation of Gran Colombia.
Gran Colombia used to be compounded by Colombia, Venezuela, Ecuador, Peru, and Panama.
This megastate eventually broke down into 3 separate countries, which is how modern-day Colombia came into existence. Well, now that we're both briefly acquainted with Cartagena, what were my first impressions? Breathtakingly beautiful, but it's a lot on the census. The most aggressive street peddlers you'll ever see. I couldn't go 5 minutes without someone trying to sell me souvenirs, tours, or drugs. Yeah, mainly just drugs.
Hey, brother.
Hello.
You got everything.
All right, I'm all set at the moment. All right, man, cool. Where are you? I just go to my hostel.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Check it out, the restaurant, the menu.
Thank you.
My friend, I got everything.
I mean, even some dude in a horse and carriage tried selling me blow.
Where you from?
USA.
What part?
Boston.
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
When do you ride today?
Oh, I'm all set on the ride today. I'm sorry.
You got everything here?
Yeah, today I'm okay. I'm all right. There were also squads of rappers who would freestyle at tourists until they were tipped to leave them alone.
Bombo claro Rastafari. Ya me entiendo que vengo rapeando hoy original freestyle. Where are you from? USA, USA. Viva USA, viva USA.
Toda la gente que viene escuchando yo soy rapero que tiene mando magnéticamente, psicopatamente, entrando en el estilo que llega a tu mente.
Rap, rap. Viva USA, viva USA. Merry Grima, Merry Grima.
Hey, Johnny the boss, hey, Johnny the
You
boss.
are strong, Johnny Bravo, ¿me entendiste? Yo no acabo, tengo el estilo bastante bacano, por eso que vengo rapeando con mi celular. Welcome to mi país, tu fucking Angelina Jolie.
I honestly didn't mind the freestylers that much, as long as they were willing to stroke my ego.
Yo tengo el estilo, yo soy fino como el apio, you, Leonardo DiCaprio.
And could handle the other street hawkers. Just don't make eye contact, drop a stern no gracias, and they'll usually leave you alone. What I wasn't prepared to handle, though, was what happened to me within 4 hours of getting off the plane. I was up at Cafe Del Mar, taking in a spectacular sunset, when a 15-year-old selling necklaces came up to me and said, "Hey, you got some boogers in your nose. You been doing that cocaina?" I assumed he was trying to make a joke, so just laughed it off and was like, "Haha, good one, buddy." Then he goes, "Well, if you don't pay me $300, I'm gonna call the police." What the fuck? Listen, I always have boogers in my nose. Even had some in the opening shot of this video. It's a bad look, which I'm working on, but it's no indication of drug use. So I told that kid to kick rocks, assuming I was calling his bluff. But lo and behold, 10 minutes later, a cop showed up, took me into a public bathroom, and gave me a full strip search. He looked everywhere. Made me drop my pants, then made me drop my boxers and lift up my balls to show him I wasn't hiding any coke in my grundle. By the end of the whole ordeal, he was extremely disappointed that he hadn't found any and thus couldn't get a $500 bribe from me. And I was traumatized, having just been forced to expose myself to a cop. Traveling solo is awesome, but after an experience like that, I was really wishing I had a friend to console in. Luckily enough, when I got back to my hostel, I immediately ran into a British fan who told me, "You look a lot like the Wonton Don."
Awesome.
What's up, buddy?
Love this guy. I used to love getting signed and watching this guy. I'm trying to get one time.
It was a relief finally having a friend I could share my troubles with. So I just pumped my dick and lifted up my balls. It was like, no coke here.
That weren't a policeman, not you know.
And we ended up having a fun night.
I mean, to walk into a hostel, see the Wonton Don, it's incredible. I just hope he doesn't do TikTok.
Just please don't tell him I have a TikTok account.
I don't want my little brother who loves TikTok going, "Bro, have you seen the Wonton Don on TikTok?"
After such an action-packed first 8 hours in the country, I figured it'd be nice to head to some islands for a couple nights to decompress. This place has chewed me up and spat me out, so I'm heading off the coast. 2 hours off the coast, to be exact, to Santa Cruz Del Islote, the most densely populated island in the world. I know what you're thinking, not the safest place to be during a pandemic, but also one of the most interesting places you could be during a pandemic. I'm curious how they social distance, and I will not be invading anyone's privacy if I can avoid it. By the way, picked up my first street food of the trip. These empanadas, money. Let's hope this island has suntan lotion. We dropped the other passengers off at other resorts and hostels that dot the San Bernardo archipelago, including Casa en el Agua, a hostel that's an island in itself and where I would be staying the following night. Then made our way to the weird, really fucking weird, island of Santa Cruz del Islote. It's roughly the size of 2 soccer fields and home to around 1,000 people, making it the most densely populated island on Earth. Until recently, there was no place on Santa Cruz for visitors to spend the night, but a couple years ago, 2 brothers opened a hostel there. That's where I'd be staying, in order to get a first-hand look at such a fascinating place. Sebastian, it's nice to meet you. This place is paradise. Whew. Once I checked into my room, nice, and crushed a lunch of fresh fish caught directly off the dock, I was ready to leave the peaceful confines of the hostel and explore the rest of the island with a woman who grew up on it. You don't get a lot of privacy here. I just feel like I'm walking through someone's living room, constantly. Santa Cruz used to just be a small patch of raised seabed and coral that fishermen from nearby islands would sometimes spend the night. But legend has it, the island had no mosquitoes, so they decided to live there permanently and began to build it up artificially.
We building island with stones, scissors, sand, and concrete.
The island has stores, Wi-Fi, a plaza, a restaurant, a school, a hospital, an aquarium, and a cockfighting ring.
That's the cockpit. Do people here fight the chickens?
Yes, chicken fight. Yes.
Chicken fights here.
It pretty much has everything a town on the mainland would have, except for cops
No hay policías. There is no police.
Oh, okay, yeah.
and COVID cases.
Just gotta keep that mask up.
And I wasn't about to be the first.
You could not look like more of a gringo than myself right now. I got a fanny pack, this just loud Hawaiian shirt. I feel more out of place than I have ever felt, and I have felt very out of place at times.
When we got to the aquarium, I was told I could go for a swim, but realized I didn't have my bathing suit. Never wanted to pass up an opportunity to go hippo mode. I headed back solo to grab it.
Now I am on my own. I'm going to find my bathing suit so I can swim in the aquarium, but first I need to find my way back to the hostel. We just walked through like a maze. There is no police station on the island, so I guess I don't have to worry about cops trying to shake me down. We're not in Nantucket anymore, Dorothy. Where the fuck am I?
And ended up getting completely lost.
I guess this is not the right way. The people here are extremely friendly. I would rob the shit out of me. ¿Dónde es hostel? Hostel? Yeah.
The locals were happy to point me in the right direction, but regardless, if you wander around an island of that size long enough, you'll eventually find what you're looking for.
All right, let's see if I can retrace my steps and find the aquarium back into the maze.
Santa Cruz can definitely get a bit claustrophobic, but as far as I could tell, the residents didn't mind. In fact, they actually seemed to enjoy living amongst the island's controlled chaos. It was almost like everyone there was one big family, and every day was a fiesta.
They are partying today.
I bet they'd be bored out of their minds living anywhere else.
Oh, where is the aquarium?
Allá.
Pescado?
Allá.
Pescado. Okay. Here?
Sí.
Oh,
Dobla para allá.
gracias. All right, we're going in the aquarium. Am I gonna get eaten?
Now that I had explored the island's interior, I thought it'd be fun to check it out from a different perspective.
I'm gonna swim around the island. I don't know how long it will take me, but I just hope to be back before the sun goes down.
Hola! We got some canoers! No, don't worry. I'm not a sea monster. I'm not gonna tip you. Just don't try to harpoon me, and I won't try to tip your boat. Wow. Oh shit! Didn't even have to tip it. Tip a canoe in Tyler too. You never really know a place until you've circum-hippo-moded it. This would be a fun place to grow up, honestly. Doesn't get shitty in the winter like Nantucket. You got nice weather year-round, and it's walkable. There's my room.
Do you want to eat in the night?
What?
Do you want to eat in the night?
In
dinner?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. This is a magical place. The island and the hostel. Santa Cruz
Del Islote. I mean, yeah, it gets a little hectic once you leave the confines of the hostel.
But hey, do those kids playing in the water look stressed? No chance. Seems like a pretty idyllic childhood. And while I personally had a pretty stressful first day in the country, it's easy to forget about a cop making you pull your pants down in a public restroom when you're sipping that first golden hour beer on the balcony. All I know is that if the next 2 weeks were even half as exciting as my last 24 hours, I was in for one hell of a trip. Stay tuned for Barstool Abroad Colombia, dropping every Thursday at 7 for the next 8 weeks. Buenas noches.